So we have another Star Wars The Black Series figure review. This is number 04 of the TV series The Mandalorian. We have the Armorer figure. Unless you're familiar with the Mandalorian Disney Plus TV series, then if you see this figure on pegs, you won't be really amazed by this figure because of the plain bluntness or the lack of flair as compared to your basic Mandalorian figure. For example, Bo-Katan. So just as John Wick had the sommelier and the trailer to equip him, the Mandalorian had the armorer. So especially the last fight scene wherein the armorer fought the stormtroopers, that was the defining moment for the armorer character in the Mandalorian series. You know that Beskar steel is one of the toughest steel in Star Wars lore. So the Beskar armor worn by Mandalorians could withhold attacks from a lightsaber. So as evidenced by one of the episodes wherein Moff Gideon would attack the Mandalorian with the dark lightsaber, and the lightsaber won't cut through the Beskar steel. So of course, if you're going to work in such a hot environment, then this would be the get-up you would be using. You won't be using a armor like this, but something like this. So if you have seen your gunsmiths at your local gun shops, then they would always be wearing aprons, leather aprons, and thick gloves, and sometimes eye protection. So with regards to design, I really appreciate at how the figure is designed. So we have heat resistant gloves. We also have a very thick apron. We have good foot protection. Of course, if you're going to work on Beskar steel, hammering it and molding it, and pieces would fly off the forging table and land on your feet, then you're in trouble. So I really appreciate at the designer for really placing a really good design for the boot. So heat resistant boots, protection for the armorer. Now the only thing that I was telling my wife, I was laughing, is with regards to the coat of the armorer. So if in real life I won't be forging Beskar steel and wearing a fur coat in such an environment. So just a personal, of course, observation, but since it is Star Wars lore, we just have to give in to the show. Anyway, it was a really good show. The armorer figure comes with two basic handheld accessories, which are also used as her weapons. So we have the forging mallet and the forceps. The back piece, the fur coat of this figure, is not made of soft goods material, but it is made of molded plastic, which could be detached from the back of the figure. Okay. Unlike other figures that the added accessories to the body of the figure diminishes the thickness or the mass of the body, I am happy to note that this armorer figure, once you take this thing off the back, does not diminish the mass of the body. As you could see, she is still a well-rounded action figure. without this back piece. Let's talk about articulation for this figure. How articulated is this figure? Now, once we see this skirt piece, we always think that leg articulation is hindered. But we have a very thick cut over here that would really allow the legs to part or move forward and articulate well. So we have a rocker and a hinge for the foot. We have a single point of articulation for the knee. We have a cut on the thigh. We have a ball point for torso articulation. We have 2 points of articulation for the neck area. So we have lower articulation and upper articulation. So as for the shoulders movement, this piece, the shoulder guards, does not impede articulation of the figure. So she could still move her arms up this way, forwards, backwards, and even upwards this way. So striking poses with the forging mallet is possible. As for articulation for the arm area, we have rotation for the elbows, and we have a single point of bend for the elbow, but it is as wide as that, so that's 90 degrees. We have rotation for the hands, and we have a hinge over here for articulation. So it is a nicely articulated figure, even if we think in package it is not. I really appreciate the fighting concept or the fighting style of the armorer character in the Mandalorian TV series. So use your tools also for fighting, which is really great because it's always accessible to you when you are working. But it would have been also great if she had a really separate weapon system for her to use. So I was just thinking of the hammer of Thor. So let's try out some pictures and video shots with these two Marvel Legends accessories. So let's go.